Hey guys, this is kind of a strange video for me to record. I've just actually finished just watching a YouTube video, Markiplier playing, Presentable Liberty, and the video he uploaded was just over an hour long, and I was kind of unsure at first, because it just seemed like a weird idea at the very beginning of it, and I think Markiplier thought it too, but I kind of wanted to do this video because I don't know, I don't even know what I was feeling at the end of it. It was, a part of me wanted to cry, but there was another part that it just, I honestly can't express my feelings at the moment. Because whilst I was watching Markiplier play it, his reactions to it, he got really into it, and I can see why. And it made me realize that in that game, you're in a cell, and you have no idea what's going on around you. You can't go anywhere. You're just stuck in this room with a bed and a clock and letters are slid under the door, and that's all you get. And those letters are from a few different people, but none of them you actually know. You don't see their faces, you don't hear their voice, you have no idea, like, the type of person they are, and yet you're getting these letters and they're telling you things, and it's it's strange because that game has a lot of stuff in it, but it's very basic at the same time. It plays with your brain so much, and I wasn't even playing it. I was just watching Mark play it, and all the way through it, I don't even know. I can't describe the feelings that I had. It's I'm trying to think of a way to explain them, but I just can't, and it plays with your mind all the way through. You actually go insane. The way that the game is made, and the atmosphere and everything that's going on, it just starts pushing you into this corner, and you can't do anything. The fact that the only thing you can do is read letters and play games on this little handheld device that you get, and that's all. You can't do anything else. And it kind of makes me realize that the people who do these YouTube videos, anybody who does anything behind a camera, anybody who plays a game, who watches a movie, nobody actually knows that they do that. You know, if somebody watches a video, if somebody watches a movie, if somebody plays a game, if somebody listens to some music, that person who did all that, nobody knows it. They know that somebody did it, but they don't know it's actually them, and I honestly don't know. I'm kind of, I don't think I can sleep tonight because of how this videos made me feel. It's like the first time I've ever had this feeling, and it just makes me feel like some of the things that I do, well, a lot of things that I do, a lot of things that other people do, they don't get noticed. I mean, they're at the end of the day, they're just a number, they're just a person. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to explain here, but if you watch that video, I think everybody who watches that video will understand what I'm trying to say. It's the things the letters that you get, they are written completely different compared to the person that's writing them, and they call you friend, and they keep on saying that they're lonely or they're scared, but you can't say anything back at them. You cannot respond to them. But it made me realize that, like the video that I just watched, I watched Markiplier play it, but the feelings that he experienced when he was playing that game, it wasn't those same feelings. The feelings that I watched weren't the same feelings that he felt. It's like when somebody says in a video that they're sad, they're lonely, they're upset, something happened to them and they're feeling really low. And then when you have the moment to watch the video, those feelings of theirs are long gone, and sometimes they're for the worst. And you couldn't help them. I mean, you had no idea, because at that moment when you watched it, it was too late. And the things that game, it was the letters that came. They came maybe a couple days. Well, every day, a lot of them came, and it kind of got weird eventually, because he kind of, you were going to get broken out, pretty much, and the letters were quite instantaneous when they were given to you, I suppose because he was in the building. But I honestly, I don't know, but I mean, even right now, you guys watching this, these feelings that I have right now, they're probably going to last quite a while, but once I upload this video onto YouTube, those feelings are going to be gone. And it feels like that connection, the instantaneous connection is gone. I mean, the one part in that game, I'm just going to say it. I don't care if it spoils it for anybody. There's a girl called Charlotte that's writing to you, the player. And at one point she finds a gramophone and she decides to play it. And that is the one time that something happens that connects two of the people, because the two people are listening to the gramophone together. And that's the only connection you get between them, because it's at the same moment that feeling is shared with two people, and that can't be experienced with movies, video games, music, whatever. The feelings and emotions that are inside whatever you do, they aren't actually there anymore. You're experiencing kind of like the backlash of it. You're experiencing the saved memory of it, but not the memory itself. And it's kind of made me realize that the videos that we watch, we don't actually have a connection to them. We watch them and we react to them. We react to the feelings and emotions, but are we actually reacting to the feelings that are there anymore? Because sometimes feelings are spontaneous, sometimes they just happen. I mean, you can get really angry and then just suddenly it goes. I mean, think about it this way. If you get into a debate with somebody, okay, and if it's recorded or it's posted online or anything like that, or even if you send a text about it, and then once you've sent it, maybe the anger just goes away. But nobody knows that. Nobody realizes that, and then they start adding to it. And they just make it worse. And the fact that game, you get letters, and then you keep on getting more and more and more, and then you start kind of developing an idea of what's happening outside of this room that you're in. And it's bad. Things are really bad in it. But you don't actually know it. You're not entirely sure if it's real or not. And Mark, during his gameplay, he didn't believe that any of it was real. He thought it was all just a ruse, and none of these people existed. But at the very end, you kind of doubt that, because you actually, you see something and it's heartbreaking. It completely destroys you. It's horrible. It doesn't make you well up or tear, but it kind of exceeds that. It just kind of makes you think, just, I really can't explain it, but the thing that I'm wanting to say is that it's a really great game, and I recommend everybody to either play it or watch somebody play it all the way through. I mean, I have a feeling that a few other people will be recording it, but I'm not quite sure if they're going to be doing it like Markiplier did and record it in as a whole and then upload it as a whole thing. I mean, the whole thing is an hour long, his video of it, but it is, I can guarantee you that once you watch it, you just, it takes you by surprise so much, and it makes you, it starts making you think about reality, and the things that game represents, you can see it, you can actually think of moments that it represents, and it makes you think differently about everything. It makes you think differently about how you feel about things, about the emotions you want to express, and I mean, I'm the type of person who enjoys something, but I don't express it. I don't express it in any way whatsoever. I just kind of express it internally. And that game has actually made me realize that's probably a really bad thing to do. I mean, I'm not showing anybody that I enjoy this stuff. I mean, I'm not showing anybody that I like Markiplier. I actually watch his videos. I don't do that. I guess, in a way, it's kind of a selfish enjoyment, because I don't express it to anybody. I like keeping things to myself, and my feelings are one of those things. But for others to realize their importance, I think it's an idea for me to actually demolish that idea in my head that I need to keep everything inside of me. Because, I mean, when it comes to help, when it comes to wanting somebody to notice you, if you don't get that right notice, it's because sometimes you don't even know. I mean, there are moments that, imagine a work of art in a gallery, and this person who did it worked so hard on it, and they were so proud on it, and they wanted people to see it. But they couldn't go to the gallery that day to watch it on view, and to watch everybody admiring it. And at the end of the day, they go to the gallery, and they just stop and think, and it's just no mention of their piece of art, no mention of how good it was, or if it was enjoyable, or if anybody actually looked at it. But does that mean that nobody actually looked at it? I mean, that person could feel down for days, weeks. It could really damage their self-esteem. Just because nobody said anything, nobody commented, nobody stated that it was a nice piece of work. And I think that's what people need to do. I mean, if you watch something, if you listen to something, even if it's in the street, if you watch something and you like it, then express it. Show that you like it, because if you don't, then the person who spent so much time on it won't know that, and they'll think that it's a complete waste of time, which is the reason why I'm actually finding it quite difficult at the moment to make videos, because I feel that people are watching my videos, but how many of them are genuine? I mean, how many of those views actually watched it? How many spent their time to watch the entire thing, to see my work that I've done? And I mean, I work hard on the things I do. I work to the best of my ability every day. But I don't know if anybody sees it. I don't know if it's noticed by anybody. Which is why, if I wake up one day and I see a comment on my video, or a like, or even a dislike, it means that somebody's noticed it. It means it makes my day 100 times better. I am happy for the rest of the day if just one person notices it. I mean, views, anybody can watch a video, but if they actually watch it, then that's a whole different thing. It's the same with music. Anybody can listen to music, but if they actually listen to it, if they appreciate the time and effort spent into making this music, it yeah, that playthrough was just, it really messed me up. It really did. Not in a emotional way, but more of a psychological way, because it's made me think. It's made me think of things that I don't usually think, and this video is completely spontaneous. I've just finished watching the video, and I just wanted to pick up this camera and tell everybody about my feelings towards it, because it really is. I'm not really good with words, and somehow that game expresses something that I can't even explain it to myself, what I felt. I'm definitely going to stop this video here, because I'm just going to keep on rambling on about nothing, and my dogs are crying in the background because they're, I don't know, bored or something. And I'll leave the link to it in the description of Markiplier's playthrough, because his reactions are golden, and they also make you realize a lot more about how this game affects the human mind and your feelings and everything about the game and reality. So I'm going to leave the link to that in the description, and also a link to Markiplier's channel, because he is an awesome guy. And I don't know what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna have to try and cool myself down before I go to bed, because it is, well, it's 9 o'clock at night, and my dogs are crying, and if I actually drank, I would get a shot of vodka or something. But yeah, definitely watch it. I recommend it to everybody. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.